Hillsbrad Foothills is a deceptively serene stretch of land. Its rolling green hills and quiet streams belay the fierce struggles that define its history. Nestled between the ominous silver pine forest and the towering Alterac Mountains, Hillsbrad Foothills offers a respite from the horrors born from the plague that destroyed Lordaeron. But for all its untouched beauty, Hillsbrad is no stranger to bloodshed. Tensions mount here, stemming from old wars, evolving into newer conflicts which betray Hillsbrad's peaceful facade as a junction of hatred and violence. Hillsbrad's past is defined by defiance, shaped as much by geography as it is warfare. To the north and west are buffer zones from the undead scourge, leaving Hillsbrad as the only region in Lordaeron to remain relatively unblighted by the Third War. But by no means does this make Hillsbrad a sanctuary. The Forsaken patrol these roads, their eerie presence hanging over Hillsbrad, festering with the lingering rot of the absent scourge. The Forsaken have gathered allies from the Horde and staked their claim to the Terran Mill, a small abandoned town to the west of Durnhold Keep. This castle, now lying in ruins, was the site of the former Orcish internment camps, where the war chief Thrall rose to lead his people to freedom. Because of this, Durnhold can be seen as the founding place for the Horde, as it is known today. As Durnhold was destroyed in the Orcish Rebellion, Southshore became the new bastion of the Alliance's strength in Hillsbrad, standing as a beacon of hope against their perceived aggressors, both living and undead. As the Scourge's plague remains at bay, Hillsbrad Foothills is a cauldron of conflict between the Alliance and Horde. Its pastures and forests bear the scars of old wars. The region's position between the Alterac Valley to the north and the Arathi Basin to the southeast makes it a critical crossroads for both factions. These highways were once relatively safe trading routes for merchants and farmers, but are now fraught with danger. New soldiers gather on the plains, bandits prowl amidst the ruins, and spies lurk all throughout the webway of mines which tangle through the crust of the world, testing old loyalties. To this day, Hillsbrad is the most hotly contested territory between the Alliance and the Horde, outside any sanctioned battleground. Perhaps even more so, due to its size and scale. The majority of the zone is under constant threat of spiraling completely out of control, as forces gather to fight in a war older than themselves. Hillsbrad Foothills is positioned just between serenity and strife, all along resilience against destruction, and atop a mountain of bodies thrown into an endless war. The fragile veneer of tranquility masks a deeper history of bloodshed. Nature attempts to overgrow the discarded refuse left by generations of Warcraft, as if to involve itself in the struggle to recapture this land. And as more bodies, fresh or otherwise, pile up to create the towering foothills, they serve only to define the boundaries between irreconcilable differences. The Orcs will never forgive their internment at the hands of the Alliance, who in turn are haunted by the specter of the Forsaken, a faction unhealed from its own misdeeds, traveling back down the dark road to the plague which shaped them.